Avengers Tower, originally called Stark Tower, is a skyscraper at 200 Park Avenue in Manhattan built by Tony Stark, the billionaire inventor and armored hero known as Iron Man. As a self-sustaining, clean energy skyscraper powered by a massive arc reactor, this device allowed the building to operate off-grid for over a year. Tony used the top 10 floors for advanced research and development. The tower became a prime battlefield in the Chitauri invasion. Loki chose its rooftop to install a Tesseract-powered portal generator, drawing the alien army to Midtown. Tony confronted Loki and then fought off the invading forces from within the tower. After that assault, repurposed the tower into the Avengers' shared base. S.H.I.E.L.D. formally dissolved afterward, leaving the tower as the team's main headquarters. Tony activated a new artificial intelligence named Ultron on its premises and oversaw key events, including the treatment of Clint Barton and the training of newcomers Pietro and Wanda Maximoff. Following the Battle of Sokovia, the Avengers moved to a rural compound in upstate New York. Tony sold the tower to CIA Director Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. She renovated the building and renamed it the Watchtower. Avengers Mansion, the team's original headquarters, stood at 895th Avenue in Manhattan. It began as the Stark family home before Tony donated it to fund the Avengers via the Maria Stark Foundation. Butler Edwin Jarvis maintained the 5-story structure, which included 3 above-ground floors for housing and a hangar for the team's Quinjets, plus 3 basement levels for specialized areas like an armory, training room, gym, and cryogenic containment. Mansion repeatedly faced destruction by Baron Zemo's Masters of Evil during Avengers Disassembled, when Jack of Hearts exploded and a Vision-piloted Quinjet crashed, and again by the Black Order. Each time, rebuilds followed until financial constraints led Tony to abandon the mansion. The grounds were landmarked and later used occasionally by Young Avengers and New Unity Avengers teams. Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, commonly called the X-Mansion, serves as both home and academy for Charles Francis Xavier, a powerful telepath who uses his inherited estate at 1407 Graymalkin Lane, Salem Center, Westchester County, New York, as a headquarters for the X-Men. The mansion originated in the late 1700s on land settled by the Graymalkin family. The current neoclassical main house stands beside Breakstone Lake and was owned by 10 generations of Xaviers before Xavier inherited it. After his career at Oxford University, war service, and psychic battles, Xavier founded the school to train mutants to control powers and foster mutant-human coexistence. Xavier recruited his first students, Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Bobby Drake, Warren Worthington, and Hank McCoy, who became the original X-Men. Over time, the student body expanded to include the new mutants. The mansion includes living quarters and classrooms above ground. Key underground facilities include the Danger Room, a programmable training area filled with hazards, Cerebro, a telepath-enhancing mutant detection supercomputer, a medical lab, hangar with X-jets, holding cells, a war room for mission planning, and other labs. The grounds feature Breakstone Lake and a boathouse used by Scott and Jean Grey as newlyweds. The X-Mansion has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times. During the Sidri attack by Mr. Sinister, and after Sentinel-related destruction in Messiah Complex. In summary, the X-Mansion remains the central base and educational center for mutant kind. It supports mutant growth through advanced training, research, shelter, and strategic planning, while adapting to changing threats and shifting identities. The Kingdom of Wakanda first appears in Fantastic Four number 52. As a hidden nation in northeastern Africa, it lies near Lake Victoria, or Lake Turkana, bordered by neighbors like Azania, Canaan, and Mohanda. Geographic defenses include dense jungles and insurmountable mountains. Wakanda's capital is Berninzana, a smart city combining elevated maglev trains with low-rise buildings featuring thatched roofs and hanging gardens. The royal palace stands at the city's cultural core. The nation's history includes a meteorite of vibranium that crashed millennia ago, seeding the country's vast mineral wealth. Wakanda's culture centers on the Panther Cult, a spiritual and political institution responsible for training and granting the title Black Panther through ritual ascension using the heart-shaped herb and trials on Mount Kanda. 5 tribes compose Wakanda. The River Tribe wears crocodile skin clothing. The Mining Tribe oversees vibranium extraction. The Merchant Tribe handles trade and crafts while veiling their faces. The Border Tribe masquerades as farmers and tends rhinos. The Jabari Tribe, also called the Mountain Tribe, follows a gorilla cult and remains physically and culturally separate. Economically, Wakanda uses the Wakandan dollar and trades limited resources like diamonds, coal, uranium, and weaponry. Vibranium reserves are immense, with an estimated 10,000 tons at 5-digit per gram value. The nation maintains advanced military forces, a ground army, naval division, and an elite air guard utilizing armored flight suits. A former secret police group called Hatut Zeraze continues operations despite official dissolution. Mythology traces back to beings called the Originators, defeated by panther gods Bast, Koko, Thoth, Mujaji and Ta the Shaper, who shaped the spiritual foundation of Wakanda. Notable welders include T'Chaka, a former monarch, T'Challa, a warrior monarch, Shuri, a tech genius and sibling, Okoye, commander of the Dora Milaje, Ayo, Dora Milaje member, Kabi, border tribe leader, M'Baku, Jabari challenger, Nakia, merchant tribe spy, Zuri, royal advisor, Ramonda, matriarch, and Jadaka, a rebellious heir. They all contributed to pivotal events such as leadership disputes, tribal conflicts, invasions and alliances within major story arcs, and film adaptations. Thus, Wakanda functions as a sovereign and heavily fortified African nation defined by technological superiority, tribal heritage, spiritual governance, and global influence rooted in vibranium. The realm called Asgard appears first in Journey into Mystery number 85 as a separate dimensional world where the Aesir reside. It exists as a flat landmass roughly the size of the continental United States within the god realms of the Inner Planes. Originally founded by Bor, ancestor to the ruling line, Asgard later became capital under Odin Borson, its current sovereign. Odin's realm shares a planetoid with 9 distinct regions, known collectively as the Nine Realms. Asgard itself, Vanaheim for the Vanir, Alfheim for the Light Elves, Nidavellir for the Dwarves, Midgard, Earth for humans, Jotunheim for frost giants, Svartalfheim for dark elves, Helheim for the dishonored dead, and Muspelheim for fire giants. The capital city, also named Asgard, sits at the center with key locations including Hlidskjalf, the skyborn throne room of Odin, Valhalla, the hall of honored dead, Nornheim, domain of the three Norns, Bifrost, the rainbow bridge linking Asgard to Midgard guarded by Heimdall, and the realm below beneath the planetoid where rock trolls dwell. Asgard's realm operates under alternate physics. It lacks axial rotation or solar orbit and is sustained by an unknown luminary that provides periodic light and dark phases. Historically, Asgard hosts ancient mythic contests. As recounted in Tales of Asgard stories, it houses Yggdrasil, the cosmic world tree uniting the 9 realms. Asgard faced destruction and fear itself when Odin relocated Asgardians, and later again during War of the Realms events. Asgard remains a seat of cosmic governance populated by Asgardians including Thor Odinson, a warrior god, Loki Laufeyson, a trickster strategist, Frigga, the queen consort, and Karnilla, regent of Nornheim, all central to conflicts spanning tribal wars, realm-spanning invasions, and internal political struggles across multiple series and arcs. The Baxter Building first appeared in Fantastic Four number 3 as a 35-story office tower at 42nd Street and Madison Avenue in Manhattan, New York City, located just a few blocks from the United Nations. Originally constructed in 1949 by the Leland Baxter Paper Company, the structure featured first-of-its-kind K-bracing and unusually tall 24-foot ceilings suited for heavy pulp recycling machinery. Initially, the Fantastic Four rented the top 5 floors, but faced disruption due to supervillain attacks. Reed Richards, a genius stretchable scientist who leads the team, eventually purchased the entire building to protect tenants and stabilize operations. During early adventures, the building was launched into space by Dr. Doom and nearly destroyed before being returned to Earth with assistance from Namor. Inside, the uppermost floors are fully airtight with environmental systems, airlock doors, thick reinforced walls, heavy security, laboratories, communications rooms, observatory, gym, private apartments, and hangars for the Fantasticar and Fantasticopter. The lower floors remain civilian offices, and buffer zone floors, separate public and private sections. Security systems include biometric access, building automation defenses, and Robot Herbie deployed as building guardian. A recurring public figure stationed there is Willie Lumpkin, a mail carrier who delivers to the Fantastic Four and informed key security measures in at least one Mad Thinker villain attack. The Baxter Building has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times. It was demolished by Christophe Bernard, Dr. Doom's adopted son, and replaced by Four Freedoms Plaza, located on the same site. After battles with the Thunderbolts and Diablo led to its destruction, Reed and his former professor Noah Baxter constructed a new structure in Earth's orbit. Thus, the Baxter Building has served as a high-tech headquarters, laboratory, strategic stronghold, and symbol of the Fantastic Four's presence in Manhattan, evolving through destruction, rebirth, and adaptation across decades of stories and universes. Krakoa is a sentient island located in the Pacific Ocean that serves as a sovereign nation-state for mutants. It first emerged as a dangerous living landmass in Giant Size X-Men number 1, where its flora, fauna, and terrain attacked X-Men explorers. Ancient origins link Krakoa to Akara, a primordial island split into Krakoa and Arakko by a mystical weapon called the Twilight Sword. The landmass remained dormant until nuclear testing infused its ecosystem with sentient energy, merging all life on the island into a single hive mind entity. The House of X initiative initiative saw mutants led by Professor Charles Xavier establish a symbiotic relationship with Krakoa, transforming the island into a living nation. Xavier, alongside Cypher, a language expert, cultivated Krakoa's bioflora to produce life-saving medicines for global trade. These exports formed the backbone of Krakoa's economy and earned international recognition. Krakoa supports mutant society through a vast biosphere with self-sufficient habitats, some functioning as embassies on Earth and even on the Moon and Mars, interconnected via telepathically gated portals accessible only to mutants and their escorts. Governance is managed by the Quiet Council, a ruling body of 12 mutants, including key leaders who set state policy. The island endured major threats. An attack by Orcus at the Hellfire Gala nearly collapsed it, leading islands fragmenting into White-Hot Room, a psychic dimension, before merging back and stabilizing under Krakoa's collective psychic energy. Krakoa's internal landscape features specialized zones such as transit hubs for portals, healing gardens, the armory for weaponry, the Arbor Magna resurrection trees used by the Five, social venues like the Green Lagoon and Bar Sinister, and punitive areas such as the Pit of Exile. Defensive capabilities stem from its ability to form animated Earth constructs, teleportation gates, and channel psychic energy to mutants. During crises, mutants sacrifice themselves to feed Krakoa's life force. The island's rule balances mutant welfare, diplomatic legitimacy, and existential survival through its living ecosystem and societal design. Atlantis appears first in Motion Picture Funny's Weekly #1 as a sunken continent in the Atlantic Ocean, originally similar in size to modern Australia. This region sank during the Great Cataclysm around 20,000 years ago, following King Camus' opening of magma pits and an attack from deviant Lemuria, which allowed the Celestials to destroy Lemuria and submerge Atlantis. The underwater realm of Atlantis is home to the Atlanteans, genetically distinct humans endowed with gills and aquatic adaptation. They established an organized monarchy around 6000 BC atop the ancient ruins, led by generations of the Atlantean royal family. Capital remains the domed city known as Atlantis, located roughly 9,000 feet beneath sea level. It is complemented by additional settlements and colonies like New Atlantis, Maritanis, Thakor City, and Antarctic outposts. The realm has encountered numerous crises. Atlantis fell under Atuma's temporary rule, enabling Lemurian and serpent god-set conspiracies. Namor reclaimed the throne after undersea battles. Namor the Submariner, a mutant son of an Atlantean princess and human captain, possesses superhuman strength, flight, durability, and water adaptation. He became ruler following post-World War II reconstruction when nuclear tests destroyed parts of Atlantis. Ancient Atlantis before its fall featured a crystalline dome over the city, advanced architecture, oceanic temples, and dense population. After its collapse, surviving Atlanteans reclaimed the submerged capital and integrated artifacts, maintaining royal lineage and religious worship of Neptune, while clashing with Lemurian cults like the worshippers of serpent god Set. Atlantis' societal structure is a hereditary monarchy overseen by the Atlantean royal family. Its civilization features advanced underwater technology, including breathing apparatus, domed habitats, military fleets, and diplomatic engagements with terrestrial and extraterrestrial powers. The Marvel Comics Atlantis remains central to dredging conflicted heritage, underwater geopolitics, and Namor's monarchy. The Sanctum Sanctorum first appeared in Strange Tales #110 as the New York City townhouse used by Dr. Stephen Strange, a former surgeon and wielder of mystic arts. It stands on land once tied to Wappinger tribe's spiritual rites and later colonial-era rituals. These layered energies make the site a powerful supernatural nexus. Strange has fortified it with complex wards to contain mystical threats. Externally, it appears as a modest 3-story brownstone. Internally, the layout includes shifting corridors and magically expandable rooms. The basement holds mundane utilities. The ground floor features parlors, dining rooms, and a general library. The upper floors provide living quarters for Strange, his servant Wong, and guests. The top floor is reserved as the sanctum proper, including a meditation room, a cult library, the Book of the Vishanti, and the Orb of Agamotto. The sanctum has hosted several residents and groups. Klee, a sorceress and Strange's disciple, has shared residence during certain periods. Rintra, a mystical apprentice, also lived upstairs. Groups such as the Defenders and the New Avengers used it as a magical headquarters. The sanctum has endured damage in major events. Supernatural battles destroyed artifacts and protective wards, weakening Strange's powers. It has also faced incursions by the Hood's forces and Midnight Sun's villains. Strange frequently restored the structure after these conflicts. Thus, the Sanctum Sanctorum functions as Strange's residence, a repository of arcane knowledge, a defensive stronghold, and a gathering point for mystical heroes. It blends occult heritage, enchanted architecture, and adaptive resilience throughout its history.